This tutorial is going to be to answer a question that was brought up to me on letscreatemusic.com. The question was concerning how to use sampler and export the sounds, the zones into multiple outputs. Unfortunately, long story short, at this point in time, sampler actually does not allow you to do that in a direct way, although there are ways to work around this and create a rack that allows you to do that, but in doing so you lose some of the ease ability of dragging and drop, and basically it becomes a hassle. So I'm going to show you instead a way that you can use the sampler from the NNXT in Reason in a very easy way to allow yourself the best of both worlds, really. Have the ability to do everything that you can in live, and then use the ease ability of the sampler in Reason. And then we can expand on this idea further. There are other things that you can do if you insist on using live, and I'll show you a few little things here and there. But let's start off with the most important part and the most fun part. Basically, it's a really easy process to do this. This is, of course, assuming that you own both Reason and Live. We have Live open here. It's a brand new session, empty session. I'm gonna pull up and actually open Reason. So I've opened Reason here, as you can see. This is just my initial setup. And now all I've got to do is go into the audio from and change this to Reason, and underneath here the bank opens up and allows me to choose just about any of the main mixer channels, both in stereo and in mono, that I want, and this would apply to any and all audio tracks that I insert. Basically, that's it, we're done. So now what this means is if I play in Reason, Ableton is going to be the one that's controlling it. So what I need to do is just monitor the input. And this is my piano that's being played from Reason in my patch right here, grand piano, concert grand piano. As you can see, the note on is on right there. But the audio is being played into Live. So now, say I want to use the NNXT. So say I wanted to use Reason and I wanted to use the NNXT as my sampler and still use Live for everything else. And it's also important to point out that if I change the tempo in one, it changes the tempo in the other at the same time. They're synced together completely. If I press play in one, it plays in both of them. So I mean, that's basically all you had to do was just open up both of them at the same time. And as you can see in Ableton right now, my CPU load is really not affected much at all. So we're gonna go ahead and do this setup for the NNXT. All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open up a completely empty rack, and in this empty rack I'm gonna go ahead and make an NNXT advanced sampler. I'm gonna turn this advanced sampler around. It's already connected to 1 and 2. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna continue to connect it to 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 15 and 16. So I have all of those rewired in there. So now what I can do is any channels that I want to have, I can just open up another audio thing, put in Reason, and say I want channels 3 and 4. Now we're going to load in 2 different patches, or we'll just initialize a patch just to make it easy. So what we're going to do is I'm going to send these right here in this bottom section to the 3 and 4. So now, whenever I play my NNXT, as you can see, it is routing, because they're both being played on the same keys. It is routing the top portion, the longer draw, to the channel 1, and I'm actually getting my attack to channel 2, or the second audio channel. So what that means is I can take the second audio channel that has just mainly the attack, because if we listen to it, that's all that sound is. It gives that boost whenever you first hit that sound. It's a multi-layered sample. So say I wanted to do something crazy. We'll go into audio effects here. We'll do a ping pong delay on just the attack. So now whenever we listen to both of them at the same time, you know, it's just a simple example. You could get even crazier. Like I said, just an example and an idea, and like that's probably the easiest way to accomplish the concept that you wanted to achieve. Sampler is good whenever you are doing certain things, like using it to sculpt new sounds, or do multi-layer sampling, that you don't really need to have that approach of separating them out into different channels. And like I said, there's ways to work around the current issue, and hopefully it will be solved in their next upcoming major update. But as of right now, the easiest way to really accomplish what you want to accomplish, and what we'll be doing in a lot of tutorials, is this right here. And like I said, from here I can either bounce it down to audio. Also, you can use it in other ways. You can control your MIDI outputs. You can use this as a sequencing engine. And what we'll get into all of the possibilities of using Reason and Live together at the same time.